The Leo and Danny show.
Did you already mention your pygmy joke?
Chan.
Oh, yeah. I'll go over my pygmy joke really quickly. I want to talk
funny,
about this.
dude.
This is more of a fragment of a story than a full story, but check this out. King Croc might dig it. It's a good illustration of the senses of humor we have versus polite society. We were hanging out this weekend watching the UFC fight, the Conor McGregor fight. Disappointing for me, by the way. I really thought Conor McGregor conducted
we talked
himself
about that for like a second?
like a little bit of a little bitch. Like
Yeah,
a
what
lot
was
of
that?
that.
Did he say his wife
thought
was
Conor-
fat after? He said, Biff, you're looking Biff.
I thought he won, though.
I think, no, he did not win.
I thought he broke his leg.
Yeah, he broke his
broke
leg.
his own leg.
Broke his own
It
leg?
was a
Yeah.
doctor's
Oh, come on,
stoppage.
McGregor. You know what's his name got a chain of Sleepy McGregor. You see that?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Damn, G.
I've been the biggest Conor McGregor fanboy since I believe he knocked out or he beat Max Holloway by unanimous decision. I liked him when the hype was young.
Yeah.
I loved the guy. Everybody would tell me things like, oh, he talks too much. My dad would say that. I remember. Don't worry about it. We'll worry about it later.
I got the number.
My dad would tell me things like, oh, Conor's cool, but he talks too much. Talks too much for what? Not making $1 billion a fight? Is that what he talks too much for? I loved it.
Beating ass,
and he was inspiring to me as a guy who hadn't found my way yet in the world. This guy who says what he's going to do up front. I'm going to go out there round one, knock this guy out with a spinning heel kick, and then he goes out and he does it.
Yeah.
In spite of everybody doubting him, everybody hating on him, the odds being stacked against him oftentimes. In the early days when he fought Jose Aldo, for instance, Chad Mendez, a lot of people thought those guys were going to knock him out and take him down and beat the shit out of him respectively. Conor goes out and proves the opposite, and he did it through relentless positive thinking and through an ironclad work ethic. And I loved him. I've been a huge Conor fanboy since he was visible to most Americans in 2013 or 14 or whatever.
And something happened.
He got really rich.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on that. Clearly his focus has shifted from MMA. Now he's more concerned with distilling whiskey and with creating fitness apps and with cheating on his wife.
Big time.
All admirable pursuits for a multi-hundred millionaire.
You think cocaine too?
Probably cocaine. I've heard that from a credible fighter source that he got really big into blow. But still, as long as he's doing blow not more than once a week and he cheats on his girlfriend with only the hottest of LA social media ass pieces, I can deal with it. But what happened?
ugly, bro.
What happened on Saturday? I know he broke his leg technically, but he lost the fight.
Yeah.
We've seen Conor in those fights a lot of times. The only time I've seen Conor truly come back from adversity was against Chad Mendez. And that wasn't true adversity. He got taken down a couple of times, but he was never hurt. The Conor we saw with a minute left in the fight this Saturday, we've seen that guy a bunch of times. In the Khabib fight, in the first Nate fight. He doesn't come back from that. He doesn't come back from being taken down, getting the shit beat out of himself, and then standing back up and eating a bunch of big punches.
He doesn't.
We know where that ends, and it ends with Conor looking for a way out very soon. In my mind, he lost the fight. Which was why it was so disappointing for me to see him looking like he was wired on bathtub meth, lying down on the cage with a broken leg, telling Joe Rogan that he was going to bang Dustin Poirier's wife.
It was fucking a poor display, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that being pretty poor in spirit for sure. But if he's in another state of mind, right? I would say there's a switch some brains have where you go into a different mode.
Yeah, but that is the difference between a good man and a guy who is just a piece of shit thug is how he handles himself regardless of circumstances.
I have some.
Is that an excuse? Whenever you're mad, you can just be an asshole and say whatever you want?
Let me say this, Danny, and I think that you might also not agree, but you might think this angle is interesting. When there's that much money involved, I mean, how big do you think this production is? Like that, how much money overall did it make?
Conor McGregor got paid $20 million regardless.
Right. And how much do you think the event brought in?
How much was it worth?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Billion?
Yeah, I think probably $200 million. I don't know.
$200 million. All right.
Sure.
So when
I think I know where you're going. I agree with all of the pre-fight hype. I think that was totally valid. I think him talking about the wife before the fight, valid. And I think him even saying he was going to murder Dustin Poirier was hilarious.
Funny, dude.
Before the fight, because that's when it's all spectacle, and that's when it's all business.
That's one of the big,
After the fight, when you're on your ass after getting the shit beat out of you and you can't even stand up, you're pathetic when you're talking about the guy's wife then.
And it was disappointing.
Now you're pathetic.
One of the biggest things I respected about Conor McGregor is whenever he lost a fight, all that theatrics was dropped.
Yeah.
He was had good sportsmanship. And I did not see that. It was bumming me out, dude.
Yeah.
What if someone told him to do that? Yeah. What if someone told him to do that?
Told him to get his leg broken and then talk about fucking somebody's wife?
No, what if someone, what if Dana White crept up to him and got in his ear and said, "Hey, man, promote the next fight"?
Do you really think that was the case? I mean, that wasn't the case.
It's possible. I just think we don't know the magnitude of something when it's so big, when so many people are making so many millions. I think anything could be possible.
No, that outburst was all passion. It was all spur of the moment. It was inspired by Poirier walking up and saying something to Conor while Rogan had the mic in Conor's face. It was triggered by something.
What did he say?
What did Poirier say? I don't remember what Poirier said.
No, what did Conor say?
He said he checked the leg.
Well, no, besides that, when right before the interview started.
That was what sent him off on the fiery wife shit.
Well, he also called him a bitch. He said he said something like, "You're laying on the ground like a bitch." I remember hearing something like that.
See, Conor, you know, that was the reality, is you were laying on the ground like a bitch.
Yeah, which is
So
fine.
I don't think-
He's a fighter. I
lost.
don't respect him for lying on the ground like a bitch. I don't think there was anything bitchy about how he lost the fight. It's what he did, acting like he was still tough and like they were still on level footing, he and Poirier, after Conor had just lost the second fight of the trilogy bout.
But Danny,
that was
but
shit.
specifically, what
Danny,
did he say about his wife? Like,
He said that she DM'd him, which she did because there's a screenshot of a sent DM from her to Conor McGregor. However, it was not opened, and it was probably in regards to some sort of charity thing, or it might have been sent when the Poiriers and Conor were broing down and were on good terms again. It might have been like hey, just a reminder, Conor, we're getting together in Miami Beach and we heard you were in town. You're welcome to swing by. It might have been something of that nature. If it was vulgar, he would have fucking shared it.
And he just said, like, your wife was DMing me?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then he said she's looking fat or something?
What about this perspective, Leo and Danny? Do you think maybe that kind of unbreakable mental spirit or form that he's in that moment is part of what got him here in the first place? Even though he didn't really he didn't after fight. Yeah, no, but he didn't morally fit the right.
King Croc gets higher as the pod goes on and it gets deeper.
Sure.
I'm just saying, like,
Croc,
I love it.
Croc, I think so. I think
he's the guy who he would be getting beat up and still talk shit.
Yeah, you're probably right. To achieve what he has achieved, there is something in his DNA a little different than what you and I have.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. And I don't mean to say that I'm discrediting everything Conor's done.
He didn't show up.
I am a fungus compared to Conor McGregor, okay? My net worth, my accomplishments.
Your penis?
My penis, absolutely. I've seen his thing in underwear.
Really?
It looks good.
This is what McGregor said, if you want me to read it. Exactly.
I'm just going to say right now, I absolutely am not discrediting anything Conor McGregor's done. I don't want to sound like some talking head sports analyst. Tom Brady was awful in this game.
Yeah.
He's done. Right. He should retire now. I don't want to sound pathetic. I just want to say that as a fan, I was pretty disappointed in that display. But who knows? He could absolutely. I don't hate the guy forever. I don't even dislike him. Just a little disappointed, winced a little bit. And I'm sure if he gets refocused and retrains for the rematch, I will like him again. I love Conor McGregor.
To your credit, dude, it's kind of embarrassing for us as fans to have to see him in that light, like behaving in that way when we had such high regards for him as well. So it's kind of letting us down in a bit, to agree with you. You know,
he let King Croc down, Conor.
He has so many different looks. That's what I was impressed with. He comes in, he could mix the beard.
I'm sure
and the
that's
hair.
what you're impressed with.
The beard and the hair. He really, and his style is great right now. Do you see his chain? I think it was Gucci.
Nice. Yeah, he said, your wife is in my DMs. Hey, baby, hit me back up on chat later on. We'll be at the after party, the Wynn nightclub, baby. You're looking fit, you little hoe.
He said
Fuck
that
him.
in the cage.
In the cage. He said this yelling at him.
Fit means hot in
with
the
a broken
UK.
leg.
Okay.
Fit just means hot.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean necessarily tight.
Called her
body.
a little hoe, dude.
Yeah, again, before the fight, that's business.
Yeah.
After the fight, after you're on your ass,
Beat.
losing the round. Did somebody say it was a 10-8 round? I heard that multiple judges scored at 10-8, which means you got dominated in that round, and I agree with that assessment. It just the wit. It isn't witty and it isn't funny when you're saying that shit after losing around 10-8.
Yeah, dude.
But again,
pathetic.
I am
So had you,
a toad's testicles compared to the great Conor
Danny,
McGregor.
after
so I'm gonna
you
stop
got
talking
defeated,
shit.
after you got defeated by me in our boxing match, I believe you made a sister joke. So do you want to apologize for that?
Did I make it into a camera? Is there any proof of this?
Damn it, no. But everyone here knows that you love making sister jokes.
I do like
Especially
making
about
sister
me,
jokes.
about
I do
my
like
sister.
it. Yeah.
So is it time for maybe you should apologize?
I would apologize, but the only thing is I certainly didn't lose that fight by 10-8 rounds.
Well, yes, sure. It wasn't close, but you lost.
It wasn't close.
I
Huh?
don't think so. No.
I think your head went like this a couple of times.
Yeah, I was trying to Philly. I tried the Philly shell. I tried the Philly shell. The fucking gear is too high. It was too high, dude.
What about those stiff jabs, Leo?
What about the bolo punch? I fucking winded up and clocked you.
That
with.
was a nice bow.
That was all smoke and mirrors. It was all flipped the top of my headgear. Didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
Well, so Dustin Poirier won, and then he's talking about his charity afterwards.
I don't care about his charity.
guy.
I'm just making jokes about. People are going to think I'm such a hypocrite. I'm like, oh, I think it was a little uncalled for what Conor McGregor said about the man's wife. We were just making jokes about Chad fucking 2 teens dead in the wilderness.
No, bro, the pygmy charity.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking. This is what started this whole conversation. Dustin Poirier starts talking about his charity, which I like a random charity. I mean, everybody's trying to help the homeless or cure AIDS. Dustin Poirier is trying to house. Well, I'll just say what he said in the interview. He's like, check it out, my charity, guys. Please contribute. We're trying to get housing for pygmies in Africa. Yeah. And what I thought was quite ingeniously said, housing for pygmies? Just get him a Hasbro Playhouse from Toys R Us.
That would have been a great tweet, dude.
It would have been solid. But cigar guy dies laughing. Not a peep at any of my roommates. Nothing. And I just thought I would not want to go through life not being able to laugh at that joke because they don't know. Is somebody filming an Instagram story?
Yeah.
Is somebody from my workplace within earshot? They can't laugh at nuggets like that. And it was delivered much better in real life. Much better. Yeah. That just goes to show you, people don't get a job in corporate America.
Didn't laugh?
Seriously,
Like not
guys.
even Ben?
No one, not a peep. I lost my mind, dude, and everyone was just sitting there still. Not even a little, nothing.
And that's why they will maintain their careers and go far in life.
No. Do you really think the way to go far in life is to work for the man, King Croc?
No, I don't. But I'm saying in their chosen path, like
Talk to my sister about that.
But in their chosen path, it's like, okay, you go so far until you inevitably fuck up, and then you get canceled or whatever.
Yeah.
and that's kind of
It's like you can't just keep toting the line and never make a mistake. It's not gonna happen.
King Croc, the way to riches is not to go ride a desk at a big corporation. Anybody who thinks that's a fucking fool.
You got to blow someone under a desk.